Program is proudly brought to you by Bianco Building Supplies, helping to build South Australian football.
Here we go. All right.
Good evening everyone, I'm Nat Adamopoulos and this is Full On Football, the only local TV show that promotes local South Australian football. I just have to say thank you for all the emails that we had regarding the interview with Michael Carter last week. General consensus was a good interview, but I didn't ask him the tough questions, so we'll do that next time we speak to him. Of course, each week Full On Football brings you results, tables, fixtures and information about the three men's FFSA leagues, as well as a spotlight segment that looks at a different branch of football and different areas of football. And again, we've got that tonight. We bring you each week players, coaches and those people that are involved with the game and their stories and their experiences of the game right in our own backyard, right here in Adelaide. And this week is no exception. We've got some great guests on. In our Spotlight section, we'll be catching up with one of our young lads, Rocky Visconti, who went to Hearts Football Club over in Scotland, and he's back home and we're going to catch up with him and see what he's been up to and how it's been going for him over there. But right now it's time to meet our panel for tonight, and what a right pair they are, I have to say. In the hot seat tonight, a friend of ours, a man who's a real character of the game. Well, they're actually both real characters of the game. This man is a man who speaks his mind, a man who's smiling because of the way his team's been going so far this season. Senior coach of Modbury Jets, Dwayne Gray. Welcome to Full On Football, Dwayne.
Thanks, Nat, and hello to all the viewers out there, and the ones that watch Full On Football each week. It's good to be here and have a chat with you tonight.
Thanks for coming along. And my other guest experienced a little deja vu this season because he started his season like he did last year, playing for a state league side and then going to a Super League club. He's a great midfielder, and we welcome back Aaron Vesterveld, this time from Raiders.
Nat, how you going? Deezer?
Very good. Thanks for coming along again, Aaron. Appreciate your time. Firstly, Dwayne, I have to say congratulations because you've had a great start to season 2008 and you've really done well despite losing basically, well, half your squad.
Yeah, we've started pretty well for the year. We were obviously not expected to do so well this year with the loss of the players that we had, the experienced players. Michael McKellar, Charlie Marwie and of course Barney Smith, the goalkeeper, gave it away. But the club made an effort this year to go with youth. We didn't want to bring in too many players, and the guys that have stepped in this year have done a really good job for us. And you know, obviously with this year under their belt, hopefully we stay in the Super League and they'll be all the better for it again next year.
Now you have to believe in your youth. You've been forced to do that this year. How hard is that for a coach? Because you've got to boost their confidence, you've got to get them ready to play senior football. How hard has it been for you?
Well, it's been an ongoing thing for us. I mean, I've been at the club now for 13 years, so obviously I know all the boys pretty intimately, if I can put it that way. But no, I know them all pretty well. I know their strengths and their weaknesses, and obviously we try and improve their weak side of their game week in, week out. And they've developed over, probably most of them that are in there now, the likes of Reece Devlin, Christine and players like that have probably the last 5 years or so just started getting a feel for first team football and gradually made the step up, and now this year they've shown that they're ready to play, and they're having good years. And
they have been doing very, very well. Now you touched on the position that you like, which is of course coach of the senior team at Modbury. You've been there 13 years, how do you keep enthusiastic as you face each year?
Well, first I'm glad you clarified that position that I like. But, oh look, I just love football. I've played it since I was 6 years old. And from playing, it just seemed a natural step just to get into coaching, which is what I was fortunate enough to do with Modbury the first year in the 23s, and they were good enough to give me a crack at the first team the year after that. We had a pretty good year in the 23s the year before, and yeah, I just virtually fell into it and went from there. Did my coaching courses, had a stint at Sasa with Martin Crook, which a lot of thanks goes to him for helping me develop as a coach, and yeah, just went from there. And you're always learning along the way, and you know, if you ever think you're bigger than the game or there's you know everything, then you're not going to get very far. So, you know, and even still today, I'm still learning different things and how to coach and how to handle players and things like that, and what's good for the club and what's good for the team. So, yeah.
Well, whatever you're doing seems to be working well for you so far. Aaron, as I said, you started this year with a new club, which was with Playford down there. You were going to be assisting with coaching and developing the players there. Now you're with Raiders. Why the move?
It was purely a personal decision. It came down to the offer being obviously too good to turn down, and not that I had anything wrong with Playford. I got on well with the boys, and the people around the club got on well with Earl. But just, I guess you could say, the financial side got the better of me, and it was one that I made, obviously not being a young lad, and thought it was the time, if I was going to get the money, it was probably the right time to do it now, and that was the reason. And I'll probably get bagged for saying it was for the money, but I'm sure that if players had been in the same position, they'd do the same thing.
Well, I mean, we have to admit it's very rare that you have a player that stays within the one club and is very, very loyal to the club, and it is very rare these days. Players, I mean, this year especially, players have been moving around like crazy, and I just have got a bit of a gripe that you did cop it sweet from your outgoing club, and it was a little bit of bad form, in my opinion, airing dirty laundry within the program, and I think it could have been done in a better way, and I really do have to stick up for you in this respect, Aaron, because I think that was really bad form, and I hope that doesn't happen again with any other club. You have had some great games again this year. You seem to be consistent every year, but a sweet goal that you scored over the weekend.
Yeah, it was just one of those things. Gino was off his line, and every player, well, probably not every player, but most players are aware that he likes to cheat a bit, and I was chatting to Dwayne earlier, and we mentioned the game last year at Modbury where he told me to be aware of him being off the line, and just one of those things. The ball sat nicely and obviously went in the net, so it's always good. But look, playing, I've probably got a bit smarter in regards to knowing what I can and can't do in regards to running and getting forward, and obviously being able to get back in defence. So I just play a bit smarter now and play to my strengths, which is obviously getting on the ball and trying to set players that are quicker on and get them to do the running instead of myself.
I'm glad you gave us a shorter version of that goal you scored, because we had to listen to it for 20 minutes outside.
No, well, I mean, when you score great goals, you do want to talk about it. And let's have a look what happened in round 8 of the Super League with the results. Of course, we had return of Friday night football, and I'm going to talk to you about this in a minute, Dwayne. It was magnificent, the amount of people that went there. Atrocious conditions, but a 1-1 draw to Modbury Jets, and between Modbury Jets and Para Hills Knights. Kelly scoring that very, very late goal to equalise, and Milady scoring for Para Hills. Adelaide Galaxy 0, Adelaide City 3. Maury, that man again, scoring a double, and Nicky Boudin, who was running rampant that game. Campbelltown City 2, Metro Stars 0. Absolute brilliant win here by Campbelltown. Down the leaders. Catanzaro and Trimboli, that dynamic duo from the week before, again scoring. Raiders 5, yes, 5. Adelaide Blue Eagles 0. A magnificent game here. Unbelievable. Absolutely trounced Adelaide Blue Eagles. Aaron scoring the first, and it was the Malik brothers doing damage there. Zaki scoring a hat-trick, and Osama the other goal there. And Croydon Kings yet to wait for their first win, going down to White City Woodville 4, with Parissos scoring 2, Saraceno and Loizidas scoring the goals there. Friday night football, as I said, was magnificent. The weather was absolutely shocking, but yet you packed the people in, and it was a great crowd.
It was a good crowd, yeah. We were very happy with the Friday night game. As you said, it was pouring it down, it was cold, it was windy, so the weather conditions weren't great for dragging people out of their warm homes, and probably with live AFL and other things on Foxtel that you can now watch, and computer games, as we spoke about before as well. But look, to get probably around about 1,000 people, or just over 1,000 people to the game on the Friday night was excellent, and there was a few things going on. I mean, obviously the word had been put around that we were opening the new bar. There's a few things being done at the club. Obviously with it being a northern derby, and it's a huge game, there's no love lost between Para Hills or Modbury. And I think the entertainment on the night of the way the game went will probably, or hopefully, bring those people back to watch again.
Well, I'll tell you what, the entertainment of the night was that late goal by Kelly. Absolutely brilliant to snatch the draw.
Yeah, it was. It certainly made for some excitement. 4.5 minutes of injury time played by the referee, and we were probably a little bit taken aback by that as well. We thought maybe 2 or 3 minutes, but yeah, he went on for 4.5, unfortunately, and the 4th minute and 28th second of that injury time, Matty Kelly popped up in the box and rounded a player and slotted the goal home to make it a 1-1 draw. But I've got to say, had we lost that game, we'd gone down 1-0, it would have been an absolute travesty on the way the game went.
Definitely, because I was at that game and you did play a very good second half. I have to say that I went to the Adelaide Galaxy and Adelaide City game. We don't have footage, but we do have some photos that were taken. Thank you to George Manos for taking these photos.